Welcome back. Two ticket touts who made millions by reselling tickets to high-profile events have been jailed for a total of 6.5 years. Peter Hunter and David Smith used dozens of names, addresses and email accounts to buy tickets at face value and then sold them on, sometimes for thousands of pounds. We're joined now by Reg Walker, a director at the Iridium consultancy. He also sat on a panel of experts on the government review into secondary ticketing. Thanks for joining us. So our crime correspondent has just called this a landmark case. Why is it such a landmark case?
It's the first time that ticket touts have ever been tried in this manner, and the first time that anyone's ever been convicted of fraud. And it's a landmark ruling because the evidence was tested before a jury, it was questioned, and the verdict was found to be guilty at the end. So effectively, this has outlawed or proved that many of the activities of ticket touts in the United Kingdom are unlawful, they're fraudulent.
How were they able to buy all these tickets so easily? Were there no systems in place to try and crack down on this?
There were systems in place, there were checks. I'm aware personally that hundreds of identities were blocked and cancelled off ticketing systems. But this particular group were using highly aggressive software. They were using dozens upon dozens of credit cards, hundreds of names, etc., in order to bypass limits and fool ticketing systems into believing that they were dozens upon dozens of consumers.
And I've got to ask you this, what's wrong with it? If it allows people to buy tickets without having to go on a website with hundreds of thousands of other people trying to grab tickets in, the first 5 minutes they go on sale, if they just want to have a relaxed approach and pay over the odds, kind of so what?
I think the problem there is you make seeing music and sporting events based on your ability to pay. So you disenfranchise the hardest working and the lowest paid people in the country. The second point is there was no altruistic reason done in this activity. These were touts who purchased £4 million worth of tickets and turned them into nearly 11 million. So effectively, they made a net profit of around £6.8 million. That's £6.8 million that genuine fans have been forced to pay over the face value of tickets in order to go and see their favourite artists.
Yeah, and they were reselling them using these supposedly reputable secondary ticket sites, StubHub and Viagogo. How were they able to resell them for all this money on those sorts of sites?
Well, I think we're going to be calling for a criminal investigation into StubHub and Viagogo in respect of many of these tickets were sold through these sites. They appear to have no due diligence. I mean, these are people with no allocations of tickets that are selling thousands of tickets through these resale platforms, and there are no checks. There's nobody saying, where did you get these from? Because there is now no lawful way to harvest tickets in bulk in this manner. And yet, as we saw last Friday on Lewis Capaldi's ticket sales, there were literally thousands of tickets harvested by touts that immediately reappeared on these resale sites. And that needs investigating. That should be a criminal investigation.
Yeah, and of course, Viagogo not here to defend themselves. But I mean, how will this, Reg Walker, how will this change things in the future, do you think?
We've already had some communication with other ticket touts who've modified or altered their method of operation in order to comply with legislation they were previously unaware. There are others on what we call the dark side of ticket touting who frankly don't give a damn and will simply carry on regardless, using aggressive software, forcing consumers, if they want to see artists, to pay over the odds. But I do think this has changed the atmosphere significantly. And with these quite hefty jail sentences for first offences, this must send out a warning to others that if they conduct themselves in this manner, they also face jail.
Yeah, and just finally, 40 seconds left. Touting has been part of life ever since there have been events. It's not going to put a stop to touting, is it?
I don't believe so, but it will certainly put a lid on it. 15 years ago, there were probably around 120 touts in the UK. Now you're looking at somewhere between 12 and 1,300. And if they all try and buy tickets for the same event, consumers stand no chance of getting a ticket at face value.
All right, Reg Walker, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Pleasure.